Welcome everybody. I'm Alan Asher, the Chief Executive of ACCAN. Absolutely delighted to welcome everybody to this roundtable, and in particular to welcome Ms. Matilda House, who's going to welcome us to the country.
Thank you very much. When I was asked to do this, I never thought I'd be in the state I am. It just goes to show you. Forrest Gump was so right when he said, life is like a box of chocolates. Every day is different. I'd like to welcome you on the land of my ancestors. And I'm a Nyambri woman, and I'm here on the land of my great-grandfather, Black Harry, and I'd like to pay my respects and acknowledge the other parts of my family that have travelled through here and have lived nearby, and that's the Ngunnawal speaking of the Wallabaloola, and also the Parjong Fish River people and Wiradjuri. And that's all part of my other parts of the family, and I always like to make sure and acknowledge that whose land I'm on, and also pay my respects and that to others who my family comes from as well, my other part, my mother's family. And I'd also like to thank you all for being here today, and each and every one of you is so special to be here today, to make sure that we have when we do the, providing care for people with disabilities, that the people who make some of these suggestions and everything else from federal government levels, maybe it doesn't matter which government's what's in, so it doesn't matter who I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, people who make these policies up really depend on what's happening here today with yourselves to make sure that what you're talking about is going to be workable with the people who are there to want these services done, because providing care for people with disabilities, no matter what your disability is, it's going to make life a lot better, and it's going to make their families and carers feel as if, things are going to be right. But nothing ever turns out right, as you know, from me sitting on this chair today, and, a week and a half ago I was running around playing soccer with my grandkids. So it just goes to show you that these things do happen, and I think the first thing that happens is service providing for people with disabilities is one of the, well, it is, and I'm not just saying it to get into your pockets. I'm just saying that things need to be done to make sure, because what's happening here in cities and towns, but what's happening, in the suburbs and whatever, there's lots of. I'm talking now about Aboriginal people who have disabilities who live out in remote areas. Let's not forget about people, not only Aboriginal people, but others who live in the remote parts of our country that need the help and the care. So the policies need to be there for federal governments and state and territories to make sure that these people are not left out of the equation, and for them to have their autonomy. And that's something that's going to be happening here today, that people like yourselves can make sure that people with disabilities will have that autonomy to go forward and to help and be part of the conversation. So welcome here to the land of my ancestors, and I do appreciate it and help, and I think it's an honour and a privilege to be here to do this for such wonderful people who care and share. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you so much. You don't mind if I go?
No, but I would like to say before you go, thank you, Matilda, for that welcome to country, because I want to acknowledge too that I'm on traditional lands and I salute your culture. And
this lady's been around me most every time I turn around the corner.
But thank you for that lovely welcome to country.
Thank you so much. See you, Kate.
Yeah.